Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I enjoyed reacting to James Bray's first day in Germany so much that I decided to react to another one of his videos. This time, his first impressions of Berlin as an American. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so. If you've been to Berlin, what were your first impressions? Let me know in the comments. Let's just jump right into this video because it is 43 minutes long. It's a long one.
Glocke drücken und ja, den Kanal abonnieren.
Yeah. That's how tall the wall is. We are in Berlin. I've heard a lot of mixed things about East Germany, and I'm pretty sure at some point we all have, right? Well, in this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about what I actually got to experience when I traveled to East Germany, but one of the most notable parts of East Germany, Berlin. Now, I know that Berlin off the rip is honestly not like any other part of Germany anyways. But it still hones that East Germany focal point that a lot of people point out when they say, hey, maybe East Germany isn't the spot you need to.
I don't agree with that. I mean, Berlin is not East Germany. It's an international city. I mean, I guess there is some aspects to East Germany in Berlin. It's an East German city in that it's located in East Germany, but it was an international city during the Cold War. So some of the eastern part of Berlin does have the influences, obviously, the socialist influence, but it's not what I would call an East German city
To be going to. And at the same time, this very same spot is the creative center for people to travel worldwide. So let's get into it. So I'm not sure if you guys can hear me and see me, but we're actually in Berlin. This is my first impressions, man. You know what I'm saying? We're at the Berlin Hauptbahnhof. Looks like this is the craziest looking Bahnhof I've ever seen. I thought Hamburg's Bahnhof looked wild. This is something else, man. Oh. Damn, dude. I'm not sure is this Alexanderplatz?
No.
It's the Hauptbahnhof.
But there's the Bundestag in the background.
Oh, that is the Bundestag. Wait, that building right there? Oh, that is. Dude.
With the dome on the top.
Yeah.
And then everything else.
My friends and I wound up traveling to Berlin off of an invitation of a friend of mine that invited me to an activity out there and whatnot. And since it was kind of spontaneous and I wasn't planning on being out there for very long, 2 days to be exact, we made our way on over to Berlin. Now, I had no idea what I was going to get myself into. I heard that the Alexanderplatz was absolutely insane, and I was expecting hordes of people that were, you know, doing that stuff by the train station, people that were a little bit on the crazier side. And actually, upon arrival to Berlin, that wasn't what I experienced at all.
Why would you even think that? Like, I don't understand people with that kind of mindset. Why would you think that an area of the city would just be overrun with? It boggles my mind, like, why people would think that. Like, I don't know. Americans, I don't know.
Oh wait, so is this the train we're taking?
I bet it looks cleaner than expected.
Dude, this looked way cleaner than expected. This is the cleanest train station I've been to so far. Well, I think the U-Bahn's still cleaner. I think the immediate thing I noticed upon arriving in Berlin was how locked in everybody was. I couldn't believe it, man. Everybody was minding their own business. No one was looking at nobody. Everybody was go, 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 go. There was one weird thing that I did notice on the train when we were taking the train from the Hauptbahnhof to our next destination, and it was that there were undercover Deutsche Bahn workers. And yeah, it's just as weird as it sounds. Oh my god. So quick culture shock. We were on the train right now and we were all just talking, and then this random guy walks up to us and he's like, yo, let me see your pass. And it's like a regular dude in clothes. And I'm like, what the heck? Normally, like, the people at the you know, in Deutsche Bahn, they have, like, you know, distinguished, like, uniforms, and then they check your bus pass and stuff, right? Well, it's funny because I guess here, especially I heard, like, in Berlin, like, they kind of like they're undercover, so they dress up as anything, you know? And I was like, oh, damn, okay.
And it's not that they're undercover. They hire people who get paid like per violation. So they are. I don't know if they're actually. I don't know if they're Deutsche Bahn, and it's not Deutsche Bahn. I would think he. Well, it looks like he is actually on the train. So I've never experienced that on the Deutsche Bahn train, but on the S-Bahns and the U-Bahns, they have people in not in uniform come. I've only had people in uniform check me on the Deutsche Bahn, the regional trains, if I'm like going from Spandau into the city. But I've never experienced that. But I think like the people who check your tickets on the S-Bahn and stuff, I think they get paid per violation that they find, so that I think they're incentivized to give tickets.
Okay, so they can be anything, like they can dress up as any civilian, and then they'll ask you for your bus pass, which I think is cool. That's wild, man. So you can't just like run off the bus and like, you know, not pay and stuff, or be on the bus and ride for free, because that's something I was like, oh yeah, like what if people try to ride the train for free? Bro, they have people undercover, dog. All right, so
I mean, I've been checked 14 times. I keep track of it. I don't know why. I just started doing it. But I've been checked 14 times in the 3 years that I've been here. So a little over 4 times a year.
something that I think that's pretty interesting is this button right here. Whenever the train stops at its destination, people press this button to open the doors prematurely. Not as the train's moving, but as it's coming to a slow roll or a stop, you know? Because you know a lot of trains worldwide, like they'll stop and there's like a 3-second delay and then boom. Well, when the train stops, you can just press this button and get out early. But anyways, your boy was hungry and so were my friends upon arrival. So we obviously started scavenging around for some place to eat at. So I'm trying Leberkäsebrötchen for the first time. We're at the Rive and doing this here, man. See if what this tastes like. Heard really good things about it. Oh my God, bro. Perfect.
See, he says Reve too. I for like the entire up until like I don't know recently, I thought Reva was Reve because I've always said Reve. Like it must be an American thing, but it's Reva.
It tastes kind of like Spam, but like better, way better.
Yeah, I love Leberkäse.
Bro. This shit is fire. Look at this shit. Especially the end, the crust. Oh.
Where is he? He is in Warsaw. So I used to live like right over here on the left-hand side. I can't point it out. I used to live like right over here.
We stumbled across this little donut shop, and oh my gosh, that was one of the best little donut spots I've ever seen. I've never seen that brand of donut before ever. Never seen that parlor ever. But there were a few things to note when I got there. We're about to stop by this donut place that we just got recommended. I forgot the name of the donut spot, but I just took some B-roll of it, so I'm gonna show it. It's called what? What? What?
Brahmi balls.
Brahmi balls is where we're actually headed to right now. Get some donuts, man. There's some very exquisite looking donuts. Oh.
They're really good donuts. They're vegan too. They're not cheap. I think they're between 4 and 6 euros per donut. I used to live right across the street from that Brahmi balls. They're really good, but they are, just because something is vegan doesn't mean it's healthy. Let's just say that. They're really good though.
Oh, so what I also heard about this place is a lot of people prefer to get paid in cash because the cost of living here is very high and taxes fuck people. So they obviously want you to pay in cash primarily. So there's an ATM over here that I will actually go over and use.
I don't get that. I don't get that way of thinking. Whatever.
To, you know, get some moolah if I need to, you know what I mean? Considering that we did not eat almost the entire time that we were in Berlin at this point, besides the Leberkäsebrötchen that I had, I decided to treat myself with the apple pie donut and the Oreo donut. And as you can see, they're absolutely delectable. I mean, look at them. Oh my, I know your mouth is watering. Wipe that slob off your face real quick. Okay, wipe that slob off your face real quick. I know it looked good. I picked it. And also, I had a nice little shot of espresso because your boy was functioning off of 3 hours of sleep. All right, so we just stopped by Brownies Donuts, which is really cool. I got an apple pie donut and cookies and cream donut as well, and an espresso shot because your boy only got 3 hours of sleep. So I'm gonna taste the apple pie one first. I love apple pie. It's my favorite. So, one second. Oh, it's so good. See? And there's this cookie and cream donut. It looks really delicious. There it is. Really good. Berlin felt like a void, honestly. Now, as far as the East German attributes, which something that I could definitely talk about since that's kind of the theme of this video, is the architecture and the people. But the architecture particularly, right? Our journey to this donut shop was quite interesting because a lot of the buildings, you can tell, were very, very Soviet inspired for obvious reasons, but it added more of a gloomy look to the city of Berlin, you know, look real sad. She doesn't think you're legit.
I don't agree with that. It's not sad. It's a distinct style of architecture, and he's in East Berlin, so yeah, it's a socialist style of architecture. A lot of it is, but it's not. I mean, and some of it can be run down. Berlin is so divisive, right? Because you either love it, you love this style, or you absolutely detest it. I don't know that there's any kind of middle ground when it comes to Berlin.
Play with the... Hey! All right, so we finished leaving the donut spot.
Exactly
that was really good. That was probably some of the best donuts I've ever had in my entire life. Really chill spot. I tried to keep my voice down in there because, I mean, it was just me and maybe one other group of people, and they were super quiet, so I didn't want to sound like I was like the loud American that's super boisterous. Look at this street really quick.
Yeah, actually really quiet.
Look at that. That's insane. Like the street behind me, that's so cool. I kind of low-key want to look at that graffiti over there on the wall. All over Berlin, you see stuff like this. All over Berlin. These little designs are, well, I'm obsessed. I love it. Traffic signs are a little different. They have these traditional looking symbols, I guess. I guess the traffic man sign, whatever, here is like what I saw on like Instagram or some shit. It looks nice. Oh, they got Prime everywhere. They got Prime in Europe, dude. They got Prime in Germany. Wish I could have showed you guys that, but oh well. You know what they don't have in Berlin that they have in Hamburg? Oh, French bread shit. I will say this, it feels way more artsy here and creative. There's like a creative explosion here in Berlin. I feel like you have a higher chance of getting inspired to do some wild shiznit here in Berlin than anywhere else in Germany. Now, Hamburg you'll get inspired as well because it is very beautiful, but Berlin is just very different. I mean, look at this. I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at as I'm walking, right? So
yeah, in my experience, I think the best thing about Hamburg is the Franzbrötchen. They're so good. And you can find them here, but they're so good in Hamburg. There's another thing that I had in Hamburg, Labskauf, I think, something like that. It was really good. I've got to get back to Hamburg for sure. I haven't been to Hamburg when the weather was just great. The last time I went to Hamburg, I was filming a video, and I never released it because I didn't finish it. But I took my bike there. But so when the weather gets better, I plan on taking my bike to Hamburg and riding my bike and doing a bike tour of Hamburg.
There's like this, like obviously the graffiti and stuff like that. But then if you look across the street, the different colored buildings, but the designs are a little different, you know? It's pretty insane. So there's just so much stuff, man. So much cool shit.
What there?
Just insane. Huh? Do not where?
The corner.
Oh,
it's blinking.
oh shit, fuck. Analia Bistro. It looks good. Hopefully it tastes all right. It was a recommendation from one of the homies.
God, it's so funny. I lived there for a year, and I never ate at this place. I don't know why. I know exactly where it is, and I never ate at that kebab shop.
Gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. We have two of my favorite foods in Germany. Currywurst and Döner in Berlin. Now, you guys are telling me that Döner is really good. Döner is phenomenal. You guys might recall my very first Duna in Köln, but I've never had a Duna in Berlin. This is my erst Duna in Berlin, and the name of the place is called Analia Bistro. Analia Bistro is my first Duna in Berlin. This right here is going to determine whether I think that this is the best Duna in the world or if it's mid. The presentation is insane. I know it's just a Duna, but it's more than a Duna.
That is a good looking doner for sure. I want one now.
It's heaven on a plate. Give you guys some quality ASMR sounds. I've been eating like a pig out here, y'all. I had a Leibkäse earlier. Leibkäsebrötchen. The bread already feels amazing. It feels so crispy. Another bite. Oh my God. Bro. This is so delicious, dude. This might be the best Duna I've had since I've been in Germany. Bro. Shout out to Dean for recommending this, man. Dean, you're a homie, man. Thank you so much. Bro. Oh my God. This is so good.
I said in my last video that some of James's reactions are like just for the memes, right? He's a very personable guy. I really like his videos. I like his style. I think he's a cool dude. I'd love to meet him if he ever comes back to Germany and he deigns to grace Berlin with his presence and he wants to meet a little dude like me. I would love to meet him and have a kebab with him. But some of his reactions like are a little bit over the top. Just I think for the YouTube, for the algo.
The best Duna I think I've ever had in my fucking life. Bro, you have to have this crisp. The staff here is super nice, very welcoming. This is super good.
It's a good looking.
I mean, look. Look at that. Oh my God, you see that? I know your mouth is watering. I can see it. Wipe that drool off your face.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is so good. I'm not eating for the rest of the day. Look, you see this? They even threw some garnish on here. You said garnish, come on. Garnish. I feel like I've had better sauce, but the wurst is fire. The Duna though, top. You won't find a better Duna. This is
Kind of a good rule of thumb is don't eat a currywurst at a place that doesn't specialize in currywurst. Like don't get a currywurst at a doner place or somewhere else. Just go to Curry 36, go to Curry 61. Those are really the only two places. Maybe even, oh God, what is the currywurst? Curry at the Wall. I've heard good things about Curry at the Wall too, even though it's like in a super touristy spot right next to Checkpoint Charlie. It's actually pretty decent. Those three places I would stick to. I wouldn't go to eat a currywurst at a kebab place.
the best dinner spot so far. Yeah.
Should I add up with the pictures?
Oh, yeah. I was hungry, and this absolutely scratched the itch. You got to keep it a bean with me, man. Which is better, Duna or currywurst? We had to leave and
Doner is better 100 times out of 100.
Stuff and start actually exploring because we were out here eating so much food, our bellies are about to pop. Obviously, I needed to go see some of the most touristy sites if I'm going to be in Berlin for 2 days. So the first place we went to was the Brandenburger Tor. So we're at the Brandenburger Tor. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but there is something that's very unusual about this scene. Now, if you look at any Instagram photo, there's like 5 pillars side by side, but you might notice that there's a big construction site looking thing covering most of the Brandenburger Tor. Why is that? Climate activists have been going absolutely crazy They took paint and they splattered it all over the Bremberger tour. So there's a
Yeah, I remember when that happened, and I think they used fire hoses, like fire extinguishers. I think that's what they used to put it on there. The irony of it being all of the chemicals and stuff that the city had to use to remove that paint had to be bad for the environment.
shit ton of police, like a fuck ton of police. You look over there, there's the old police wagons and stuff like that, and a bunch of police.
I was probably there that day when he was filming this because I had a tour that day. So this is a couple of years ago now, I think.
Police officers hanging around on their bikes and in this giant paddy wagon, and they're making sure that nobody else does some fuck shit like that ever again. So after looking around and exploring more of the Brandenburger Tor, I actually saw something that caught my eye and stole my breath. The Bundestag building. Absolutely
Reichstag
insane.
building. It's the Reichstag building, the Reichstag Gebäude that holds the Bundestag. It's very confusing. I don't know why they don't rename the building the Bundestag, because the Bundestag meets in the Bundestag meets in the Reichstag building. So I don't know why they don't just change the name of the Reichstag building.
Bro, this is incredible. What the fuck, bro? This is 100 times bigger than I thought it was gonna be. This is so fucking detailed. Damn, that's crazy. There's a lot of statues on top of this structure too, like surrounding the entire building. It's beautiful. It's absolutely incredible. The staircase looks god tier, dude. This is so cool. So as you could imagine, we spent the next 10 to 30 minutes ogling at this absolute masterpiece. I mean, the internet did not do this building justice. I know a lot of people have their opinions about the Bundestag, but bro, this building was 100 times bigger than what I interpreted it as on the internet. And it took my breath away. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here in Berlin. Windy, cold, and slightly moist Berlin. And behind me is the Bundestag, which is absolutely gorgeous. But I want to talk to you guys about something that's pretty important. And a lot of people who've had questions about the pros and cons of being in Berlin. I heard about Berlin years ago, right? I had reacted to Germany for the last 4 years. I'm finally here. I got to see a good amount of the city and stuff. I'd say not as much as I would like to, so we're gonna be walking around a little bit more, but I already can tell you a few things that completely stood out. Berlin, when I got here, it's so split. It's so split. Like the structures and stuff here are so different, man. When I got here, there's a lot of, the buildings are way taller. It's massive. And they look a little less detailed than the buildings that I've seen in Hamburg, for instance, or even Köln. And I'm like, whoa, that's a little different. I have never in my life seen this much graffiti in any city ever as I have in Berlin. There's graffiti literally everywhere. It's hard to not find graffiti, you know what I mean? And I love graffiti, so I get to ogle and look at that. So I would say the pros, there's 3 big pros that I'll say about Berlin. One, immediately, I instantly felt comfortable with recording when I got here. People are completely like in their own world. They don't care what you're doing. They don't care what the next person's doing. They're trying to get from point A to point B. They just don't care. So if I'm filming, people are gonna be like, huh? You put that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've never had anyone say anything about me filming unless I was like in some place. Like the other day I was in Friedrichsfelde, and the guy just told me not to use, I had a selfie stick for my camera here, and he told me not to use the stick. So I was like, okay, sure. But yeah, most of the time people don't care. As long as you're not like focusing on people, like individual people, then they're not going to care.
Away. This, that, the third. In general, people don't care. Like, and if anything, they're very supportive. Like, hey man, record this. Can you like do a promo for me? Da 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 da. And it's very welcoming. So I love that. Another thing that I noticed as well is the like explosion of creativity. You can see it in the way that people dress. There's older people. We were on the subway and I saw this older gentleman. He had to be in his 60s or 70s, man. He was wearing skinny jeans. He had a puffy jacket. He had a beanie on, a bright blue beanie. He had his like little iPhone out. He was just chilling. He had like a rainbow scarf. Dude was iced out, man. Had like some Nike Air Force Ones on and stuff. And I was like, okay, grandpa, I see you. So it was cool, man, like getting to see all that. And that's a common thing, that hairstyles for older people are like, they look like young people, that just grew up, but they have the same personality, right? You know how old people get, they grow up and they wear the bland clothes, they wear the long dresses or the really bland like jackets and stuff like that. You won't find that here in Berlin. People, the older people here, man, they got bright pink hair, they got mohawks, they got the earrings and stuff. They dress like us, but better. It's crazy. I'm like, oh my God. So that was another pro. It made, it really, it conveys the image of freedom out here, man. People just are doing whatever, and it's really cool. And I can see why a lot of creative minds from around the world travel here in mass to set up shop and live here for a while and really like embrace the open culture out here. And then there's like one more pro that I noticed out here, and I was like, man, that's insane, bro.
I would agree with that. I think, you know, there is a sense of freedom and creativity in Berlin. And yeah, people like, I don't know, I think he's exaggerating a little bit, the old people wearing like stuff like that. I mean, sure, I'm sure it happens. I don't see it all that much. Yeah, I would agree that there is a freedom that you can kind of sense here that doesn't exist necessarily in other places in Germany.
Bro, the ease of travel and stuff here is unlike any of the other cities that I've ever seen. There's multiple different types of trams and public transportation systems and stuff like that that you can use. Of course, you have the S-Bahn, the U-Bahn, you have the tram system or whatever here. I think it's super incredible. It's very efficient, but I'm gonna also tie that into the food. The food is fucking delicious. So I'm gonna say the transportation and the food, they go hand in hand because you gotta get to the place to eat with transportation, and the food out here is absolutely delicious. People were telling me years ago that the best döner comes from Berlin, and I'm like, I don't know, that's subjective. Bro, listen to them. The best döner comes from Berlin. Gentlemen, boys and girls, as you can see behind me, this place is almost pretty much empty. I mean, it's pretty big, it's spacious, but it's the industry of finance. Oh, that's why it's empty. Nobody wants anything to do with that. They're like, oh shit. So if you ever try to find a safe space, dude, make sure you hang out by the tax office. Oh, look, Trabis. They're so cute. These are the cutest little cars, man. Now, to give you some reference on how big the car is, I'm gonna stand next to it, right? This is me, that's the car. Now, as
He's not that close to it.
you can see, I'm kind of big. And as you can see, the car's kind of klein. You know what I'm saying? It's a kleiner Auto. Yeah. That is the cutest thing, bro. That's such a Berlin thing. You can rent these little cars and drive them around. I don't know how you can rent them, but you can. That's the Berlin Wall. Part of it.
I'm not sure, but
it is. Like it's crumbled up, dude. That's got to be the Berlin Wall. Dude, there's a Berlin Wall. I gotta touch it.
Curry at the wall.
Curry at the wall. Literally, it's called Curry at the Wall. That's pretty fucking. Weren't people climbing the wall left and right?
About the wall was not the height.
It was just the fact that it was there.
No, it was about 2 walls.
Yeah.
With like a few hundred meters between them. With minefields.
Minefields.
And there were minefields. People on top.
There were not mines in the no man's land between the walls in Berlin. Now, the German border, the inter-German border between West Germany and East Germany did have mines, but this is a myth. There were never mines in the no man's land.
Hours that were ready to shoot everybody that walked down there.
Oh, that's how tall the wall is. I thought it would be like taller, dude, to be honest. So it's crazy. On the right side, this must be East Berlin over here. It's gotta be. That's East Berlin, isn't it?
Yeah. We're on the east side.
We're on the east side right now.
No, you're on the west side now. This side that they're on here, to the left of the wall, looking at it the way we're looking at it, this side over, the left side over here, I don't know, the left side is West Berlin, and the other side, he was right, that was the East Berlin. This side, the way they're looking now is West Berlin.
Also, it wasn't just a straight line.
Oh, it was like wrapped around. Okay, that makes sense. This is insane. It must have been so tragic because I've heard stories of like people who had family members that were on the east side of the wall, and then the other half of the family was on the west side of the wall. And the people in the east wanted to get to the west, but they couldn't. You know, they tried everything. They tried escaping over top building structures. Like there'd be a building right here, for instance, and they tried to go from the building over here to the building right over on the other side of the wall, and it wouldn't work. They'd either get spotted or they'd fall to their death and die. The longer I look at it, dude, the spookier that shit looks. It's just crazy.
where he is on top of the finance building, there is a story of that was the East German administrative headquarters. There's a story where there was a guy working there in the 60s when they were doing renovations on the building. There was a guy working and was a temporary worker, so he went in and got a day pass. He was supposed to give the pass back at the end of the day, but he didn't, and nobody said anything. And so the next day he went and got another pass, didn't return it. So he did that 3 days. And then one day he, his wife, and his son went there to the administrative building, which is now the finance office. They went and ate in the cafe, and then they hid in the bathroom. And after everyone left, they climbed up onto the roof, and then Dad's brother had driven over in a truck. Dad had a hammer, wrapped a rope around it, threw the hammer over the wall. Brother gets it, secures it, and they zip line over the wall and they escape. So where he's standing is where they zipped line to. So he was right the first time when he said he's in West Berlin now. So there are stories like that. Yeah, it's amazing what people would try to do to get out.
Crazy looking at this, man. I mean, the wall even went so far underground too. So it's wild, right?
The wall didn't go underground
Because there's two
dug trenches.
they dug. So this was the trench right here.
Yeah.
He's getting some really bad that was not there. That's West Berlin. Okay, next time, James, you come to Berlin, you need to hire me to give you a tour of what all of this actually means.
Look how deep the trench is. The trench is
That was not a trench, so
the trench is big as fuck, dude. Look at this shit. Imagine hopping over the wall, because this is the thing is you can just hop over the wall and then boom, you're on the other side. You hop over the wall, at least from the eastern side, and boom, there's the trench. So like, oh, we definitely see.
So that was not there until the mid '80s. That were their location where they are. If they had just done a little bit of looking around, they could have figured this out. Where they are, it was the Gestapo, the Geheimstaatspolizei headquarters. And after it was destroyed in the air raids during the war. In the 80s, they did an archaeological dig and found some remnants of the building. And that's where they're standing, is the remnants of the Gestapo building. It is not a trench that they dug. Yeah.
You, and they'll just be like, boom, 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 you know?
I want to see if somebody mentions that in here. Yeah, somebody points out that in the comments. I wanted to make sure that I wanted to make sure he knew that this is not what he was thinking it was.
Fuck, that's crazy. So yeah, those tiny little cars apparently were the only cars that people in the East were able to buy. And you can see that now they're used as kind of like a prop everywhere, like a decorative prop on top of a lot of these restaurants here. Because of course, A, it's close to the wall, and B, it reflects what they had to go through. But you can see all the cars are they're decorated very vibrantly. They got different types of styles to them. Some of them are super long, like this one, it looks like a little limo. And after exploring for a bit, it was time to make our way to one of the most life-changing monuments that I'd ever seen in my entire life. Checkpoint Charlie. Oh, shit.
I don't know, but I noticed he went from Brandenburg Gate to there, but they didn't go to the memorial to the murdered Jews of Europe. I wonder if they're going to get to that later.
That's Checkpoint Charlie. That's insane. Oh, that's the U.S. Army checkpoint. Holy shit. I'm shocked right now, man. So that's Checkpoint Charlie. Being this close to it, dude, is shocking. And then all the buildings that are on either side of Checkpoint Charlie is insane too. Wouldn't it be easier to sneak people from the east through to the west side if like you had family come over? Oh shit. So was it like U.S. military and the Soviet Union were at this checkpoint together? Oh, they were both here. Oh, I did not know that. Holy shit.
I could imagine that that's someone who let people through.
Holy moly, dude. It's unreal being here right now. Dude,
This is almost kind of funny to watch people who don't know what they're talking about explain it. I hope I don't sound like that when I make these videos, that I try to understand. There's a lot to like about James, and he's really good, and but they simply don't know what they're talking about right now. And a little bit of research or a tour guide might have been beneficial.
I'm at a loss of words. Like I always say that, but honestly, since I've been in Berlin, it's been like that the whole time. The clash of different buildings here is nuts.
I apologize for the length of this. This is like a 43-minute video. So with me commentating, this is probably going to be close to like an hour. I might split this into 2 sections. We'll see.
Nuts. You have this giant McDonald's, and then right next to it, this incredibly old building and whatnot. I did see old footage of like when Germany was like super bombed and everything. And it was like right after the World War, like building everything up. It looked nutty, bro. I wound up crashing at one of my friend's places, but before we did that, I wound up meeting up with a friend of mine and stuff, another friend of mine, and he wound up showing me this park that everybody likes to picnic at and vibe at during the summertime. Of course, at this time, you can tell the video's a bit old because it's about the winter time of last year. Hey man, so we're walking through Berlin, right? We're chilling, we're doing our thing, chopping it up. We just finished eating, and then we see a statue of Poseidon clapping cheeks.
Over here we have Poseidon, right?
Yeah.
We have a mermaid.
Jesus.
As you can see by the tail.
Yo,
And
bro.
as you can see, he's going in from behind, you know, like
He's.
that's what you do in Berlin.
I really admire the attention to detail. That means whoever sculpted this was a freak, because they knew the entire position that this man was in when he was hitting that shit. Bop, bop. As we continued adventuring through the park, Lucas wound up showing us why this park was so important and why so many people visited on an annual basis. He was basically our ultimate tour guide. This is so cool. Dude, the parks in
His tour guide didn't know what he was talking about with the other part, so hopefully he knows what he's talking about here.
Germany hit entirely different, bro. Entirely different. This is like cinematic masterpiece.
And actually, like, Berlin is famous for their parks, for their chilling outside and whatever. Like, Berlin, honestly, not so cool in winter, but in summer, all the parks in all of Berlin, they're huge, right? And they're filled with people, everybody drinking beer,
Yeah.
everybody going out, having a good time, right?
Yeah.
Like, Berlin in summer, it's where it's at. I mean,
Yeah. That makes sense. I guess that makes sense as
I always say you have to survive winter in Berlin to be able to enjoy, truly appreciate summer. The period of summer when it's not super hot.
to why. Whenever I ask people like, oh, what's your favorite TV show? What's your favorite this?
Yeah.
They don't have one because they're outside chilling and vibing with their friends. They're like, huh? Side on your what? What's it? Was ist das? Hä?
You just go out, drink in the parks, right? Have a good time, we chill with friends. Summer is so short over here, so you have to like
Oh, of
really
course.
savor it, right?
Especially in Berlin, I think it's like what, 3 days or something?
Berlin actually has pretty good weather for north.
Berlin has really good. So like like the rave girls and stuff like that, and like their mood swings. It's kind of like that for Berlin, but like yeah. So it's interesting. Berlin, it's either like super bright and sunny, and for the first 5 minutes, or it's storming and raising hellfire the next 5 minutes.
I think yeah.
I don't feel like we ever get raising hellfire storms in Berlin. It rains, but it's always like a rain. We don't get like the lightning and thunderstorms typically that you see with like mountainous areas, or like, I think because it's so flat and there are no mountains around it to make like very extreme weathers. I always say Berlin doesn't have extreme weather. Like there aren't extreme snowstorms, extreme tornadoes, things like that. It's just a level, either like a rain, like a moderate rain, or there's no clouds, or there's no like extremes to the weather.
It's pretty
Not
cool.
usually.
Come again on not November.
This is crazy. Oh, dude, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Is that a church?
It's Weihnachtsmarkt.
That's a Weihnachtsmarkt?
Yeah. No,
Is it open right now?
probably.
Bro, this is one of the most elaborate parks I've ever seen.
This is like probably my favorite park in Berlin, but there's so many good ones.
There's better.
Yeah, he's in Victoria Park. Victoria Park is cool. I've guided. I've gone there a bunch. It's been in a couple of my videos. Victoria Park is cool.
Parks than this.
Like this is my favorite,
I was
but
gonna say, this
there's
is-
also some like that are just a solid plus, right?
Jesus Christ. We adventured even deeper into this beautiful Berlin park, and I continue to be blown away by both how massive the park was and how beautiful it looked, even in the wintertime. But what's more, while we continued our stroll, I decided to host a small meet and greet at the highest point in this park and do a mini public interview. The responses I got, I think you guys are going to appreciate. I saw this, I'm like, dude, this looks like something straight out of Lord of the Rings, man. We got to do it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at the Berlin Victoria Park, and we're doing public interviews, and I'm going to be asking a couple questions that I've always wanted to know about Berlin and Germany. So the first question I have for both of you guys, what is your favorite spot to eat at in Berlin?
My favorite spot to eat in Berlin is in Charlottenburg.
Charlottenburg.
Kantstraße.
Oh.
It's called Sun Kitchen.
Sun
it's
Kitchen.
like American Korean fusion kitchen.
Ooh.
It's a small store. It's in Kantstraße. I don't know the exact number, but Sun Kitchen is top of the top.
That sounds delicious. And I'm actually living in South Korea right now, so I'm minded to check that out. What about you?
Honestly, I would have recommended some Asian kitchen as well.
Uh-huh.
Arirang at Zoologischer Garten is really, really good as well.
Nice.
Or Kimchi Princess is one of my favorites as well.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of Asian fusion that's actually pretty good for Berlin.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh. I've been trying to find really cool places to eat here. We tried some burger spots. We tried some, obviously some Döner, some currywurst, and that's going to lead me to my next question. I kind of accidentally started a little bit of a war on Twitter. Döner or currywurst?
I think Döner. Döner is better than currywurst.
Definitely Döner, sorry, but
Oh, yeah.
currywurst is overrated.
Amen. Currywurst is good.
Currywurst is overrated for sure.
It is very good, but there's so much more to a Döner. Like, I mean, like the Gemüse, the sauces and stuff like that, and like, I guess like you don't have to have flesh on it, but you can, you know, like there's
His Danglish is really funny. He'll just throw in German words. I like it when they do that, when people do that, especially like Germans do that when I'm hearing people speak German, and they'll throw it in an English word. I love that.
just the range is insane. The last thing, and I might have a bonus question, is if you could recommend like anything to do in Berlin, right? Anything to do in Berlin as far as partying or sightseeing, where would you recommend?
There's a really cool spot at Karl Marx Allee. It's a computer gaming museum.
Ooh.
You can play all Donkey Kong and arcade games there.
Nice.
They have everything in the history of gaming you can have.
Nice.
It's a nice spot. It's a museum, yeah.
That's super cool.
I haven't been to the Computer Spiel Museum. I should go though. That would be interesting to see.
Cool. And
I would have said the gaming bar that we have in Berlin. Where you
Yes.
can just come together with all the gamers, have a drink, some food, you
What?
have your waffles, and then you can just play the whole day and night. But also just take a look at the people. Just drive around, take the subway, take the train, and just have a look at all the crazy people you can meet in Berlin. So that's the most fun part I think you could do in Berlin.
I do have one more bonus question. In all of Germany, was ist dein Lieblingsstadt?
Berlin. Absolutely Berlin.
I'm not sure. I'm between Berlin and Köln, to be honest.
Yo! That was my very first spot. Oh my God! Oh, hello there, sir.
Hello, sweetheart.
So the nightlife in Berlin, I have a couple questions about
All
that.
I
what are-
got you with this.
what-
I'm an expert when it comes to that.
the top 3 best clubs to go to in Berlin.
So, no question asked, number 1 is the Kit Kat Club. Like, it's very controversial, very crazy, but it is all about freedom. So, basically...
What makes it controversial? I know you're finishing your thought, my bad.
No, don't worry about it. So, basically, it works like this. In the club, phones are prohibited, right? So, you have to give away a phone. There's no filming in there, whatever. So, everybody, doesn't matter if you're a CEO of a big company or just an everyday whatever, like, people over there are there to express themselves in any way they want, and there's no real life consequences, right? So it's literally like you walk into Wonderland, like.
Oh my God.
And then, of course, since it is Berlin and whatever, like it gets very kinky. It's all about also sex and whatever. So that's something that is controversial about it, that you literally see people fucking on the dance floor, right? Like you can dance a little, and there's like people having next to you.
What the hell? That's crazy.
Any type of kink, expression, anything you wanna be, see, is in the club, and it's all about freedom at the end.
I mean, as far as I know, Kit Kat is a sex club, so shouldn't be too surprising, right?
End of the day, right? Second best cup is difficult. I would go biased just because I had like my first love kind of vibe there. It's called Burgschnabel
Oh, okay.
at Warschauer Straße, and yeah, I don't know, just for me like a very special place in my heart, right?
Nice. What makes it good to me? What makes it really good? What's the one thing that's
the cool thing about Burgschnabel is that on the top floor it's roofless. So basically you party, right, whatever, and you party till the morning rises in summer, right, and then like you just lay there and just watch the sunrise, whatever. You party while the sun rises. You're just like you're outside in the club, right? And it's so cool.
Yeah.
My third favorite place was probably Sisyphus or Sissy.
Oh, I've heard of this.
How Sissy worked, also a really cool concept. It's a lot more colorful, right? People go in like Hawaiian shirts, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Especially in summer, the summer parties are legendary.
Yeah.
And it works that way that the moment you get your ticket, it works for the whole weekend.
Whoa.
So and it's 24/7. So from Friday till Sunday evening, like it's always club. So what people do, they go Friday night,
Yeah.
they chill Saturday, and then they go Sunday in the morning again. And
Yeah.
Sunday in the morning Sisyphus is literally the best vibe you can imagine.
Oh my
Like,
God.
yeah, so cool.
The one thing I wanted to ask you is if you could recommend one thing for me to do here that most Americans don't do when they visit Berlin, when most foreigners don't do when they go to Berlin. What is that one thing that most foreigners, you can be like, oh, they'll never do this, that you would recommend that foreigners actually do when they come and visit Berlin?
So it's hard to say something that most wouldn't do, right?
Yeah.
But what I could actually recommend is come here in summer and check out the parks, what I told you before, right?
That's true.
This park we're in right now, in summer, it's full of people chilling, picnicking, drinking beer, whatever. Like literally you have a feeling that all of Berlin is in this park, and you meet people, you know, people invite you to play, like there's games where you throw bottles and stuff like that, you know, like people invite you, you just connect with people. It's cheaper, of course, than like a club, whatever, but you still have the kind of feeling that you're experiencing something new, right? Going hard, partying, whatever.
Yes.
And everybody has their music boxes, so it's like loud and colorful, and it's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing. Thank you so much, man. The type of stuff that I saw in this park today, even like the monument that my cameraman standing like right in front of, dude, it's like, it's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. And, you know, that prompted me to think, like, I thought that this only existed in like Bayern or something, you know, which is obviously a dumb thing to think, but I'm just a tourist here, dude. I don't know anything.
That's the thing, right? In summer, it's all green. Everything is, you know, blooming, and also the waterfall is going. So you have like, it is literally a scenery like out of a Lord of the Rings movie, kind of.
It's insane. Are you from Berlin?
Yeah, I mean, I moved here like 2006.
Oh.
So there's only like a couple of years left, and then it's probably going to be this city in Germany where I've been living the most.
Nice. That's perfect. Actually, so I had two really important questions. If there is one thing you could recommend that I do out here that most Americans and tourists globally don't normally do in Berlin, after living here for the amount of time that you've lived here, what would that be and why?
Okay, there's two things. One is indoors and one is outdoors. The outdoors part is going to Treptow, to the Russian memorial.
Oh.
It's really huge, and it's weird in itself. It's like a historic site, but it's also like from a perspective from the Russian side.
Oh, wow.
And
I would always recommend going to Treptow. Treptow Park is it's monumentally huge. And most tourists wouldn't go there, so that's a good recommendation if you're into history or if you're into like seeing the monuments and sites. I would recommend that too. That's a good one.
And it's like basically like the place where we're at right now. It's
Oh,
like,
wow.
like insane.
Yeah.
Just very glorious and bizarre. And also they have like still memorial days where the Russian people come out and drop flowers and stuff. So
Oh, wow.
it's still somewhat meaningful to
Yeah.
some people. So that's an outdoor location I would recommend going to, and it's free.
Nice.
Everybody
nice.
loves free stuff.
Yeah, it's
Go
free.
there.
Yeah,
It's
of
free.
course.
Goddammit, do it.
$3.99.
And the other stuff that's also like more like a Eastern German thing is going to the DDR museum that is located in Mitte, close to the Berlin Dome.
No, don't go to the DDR museum. Go to the museum at the Culture Brewery. They have an exhibit called Alltag in der DDR. It's it's free as opposed to like 18 or 19 euros per person. And I think it's better. I think the DDR museum is set up to make money. And whereas I think the Alltag in der DDR is free. and it's a really good social history museum.
And they got tons of stuff from Eastern German, basic life, regular life, where you can actually touch stuff, or you can sit in a trabi or stuff like that. So I highly recommend that. It's not a big museum like from the size, but they got so much stuff inside, so sometimes it's really cramped with people and stuff. It was really neat to go there and learn and see stuff that's basically gone.
That's insane.
So,
I would have never thought to visit those spots at all.
The DDR museum is pretty much right smack dab in the tourist triangle, right? It's like that's definitely something tourists would do. I don't think that's a good. Like, the Alltag in der DDR is a better thing to do that most tourists wouldn't do.
Actually, very interesting. I know that a lot of people, when we come out here and stuff like that, there's a lot of things that tourists do when we visit new locations, right? We love to go out, we love to party, we love to eat, we love to drink, we love to, sightsee and explore and go on excursions. One important thing that I'm pretty sure most tourists are wondering right now, much like myself, is what is the ultimate best dessert spot here in Berlin that you would recommend?
Yeah, that's I'm not that huge in desserts just because I got old. So the older you get, the less you're really interested into sweet stuff. I mean, maybe if I get really old and being a grandpa or whatever, maybe then stuff might turn around. So yeah, there's I would recommend probably like the vegan donut place, like Brabant Bali or whatever the name is.
Oh, we ate there, bro. Their donuts are fire.
Insane.
Oh my god.
So, I mean, I really would recommend that.
I can co-sign this. I absolutely did. So we were walking through Berlin, and one of the first spots we saw was Brambali donut place. And it was so good. The environment was super nice, really quiet. And the donuts themselves were so good.
If you're interested into sweets, maybe you should go to Kreuzberg and visit some of the people from the Far East.
Yeah.
Because they got all these sweet stuff from Lebanon and shit.
Yes.
That is really sugary, but also very tasteful.
Yeah.
There's lots of locations where you just walk down Sonnenallee or maybe even Kreuzberg downtown, where there's little shops where you can buy from the bakery.
And it's a bonus question. I sometimes ask bonus questions. One who giving me this bottle of alcohol here, the Berliner Luft. It's a peppermint fresh liquor. Really good. I've never had it before until today. And I'm saying we're about to take a shot. Actually, let's pour a shot real quick. Okay, I'll put the bottle on the ground. Okay, hold on. Nice. I'm gonna take a shot real quick. And before I ask you this question, let's do a cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it's so delicious. There's no kick. The peppermint kills it. This is dangerous, man. Dangerous.
I mean, it tastes like if you're doing like these flossing things.
Yes, like the mouthwash. It tastes like mouthwash a little bit. It's really good. Thank you so much. What is your favorite German liquor?
It's probably like different vodka brands, but I'm also into Jägermeister.
Ooh, yes.
If you're coming to Berlin, there's like traditional Berlin bars.
Yes.
They also have like traditional drinks, shots you might call. Yeah. One is Fuji.
Nice.
Which is like a hard liquor with Coca-Cola.
Oh wow, I've never heard that. That sounds really good.
And the other brand is Mampe, Halb und Halb, which is also more like an orange liquor.
Oh wow.
Which is also really weird, but it doesn't taste.
I haven't had any of that. I'm not much of a liquor drinker.
It's as good as Pfeffer, like Pfeffi or Berliner Luft, like we call them.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
I'm sounding like Flula Borg now. Everybody needs to check out Flula Borg. He's the most insane German out there. He's, Glocke drücken und den Kanal abonnieren.
Yeah. So how long have you lived in Berlin so far?
Over a year now. I think about a year and 2 months now.
Nice. What is the best thing that you found about Berlin since living here?
I guess it's like the anonymity that we have here, because I come from like a small place and
yeah.
everyone knows everyone and it's fine, but I love that no one knows me and I can just do whatever I want without being judged.
Yeah, that's the number one thing that I actually saw here myself, and that was immediately when I got off the train. So every single place that we've gone to film, people have been like, giving us weird looks and stuff like that. Here people like give us looks, but not dirty looks. They're like, oh, cool. Like it's more curious and not like, put that away. You shouldn't have that out, Here people are very much in their own world, and it's very open-minded, and I really appreciated that. If there's any food spots, I always ask people sometimes about like favorite food locations and stuff. What would you recommend in Berlin? What's your favorite spot?
Well, my favorite spot became the American restaurant I just told you about. It's near Hackischer Markt. I love it.
Nice.
I really enjoy eating there.
Nice.
I'm guessing she's talking about the 60s American Cafe, which is really a 50s diner. It's fine.
What's the name of it?
60s. The 60s.
The 60s. Okay, that's awesome. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, that's the 60s American Cafe. It's fine.
Earlier went to the Brandenburger Tor, and the oh my God, the Bundestag, and that was insane. First of all, the Bundestag looks majestic. It looks 100 times bigger than I saw on Instagram, because on Instagram like, they take the faraway shots and stuff, So it's kind of small. I'm like, okay, it's like a little. Well, in person, I'm like, oh, this is like a final boss castle looking thing, man. Like super cool.
Did you go in?
No, I want to. We don't have enough time.
The reservations, you have to do that like.
Yeah, way in advance.
Weeks before you go there.
Everybody, it's super popular. When
Definitely.
when we were there were so many students and stuff and tourists. I'm telling you, hundreds of people are in and out every day.
I don't know how long you're staying in Berlin. Probably just till tomorrow, right?
Well, no, actually, we're leaving in a few hours.
Oh, damn, okay. Because, well, if you're coming back to Berlin, you can also do a reservation like a few days before.
Oh, nice.
But then you can't go in, but you can go up.
Oh, yeah, the dome, like glass piece on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that. It's really nice.
The last question I have, right? There's a lot of really cool things to do in Berlin. There's a lot of different sites and stuff to see. And this is going to be kind of a double whammy question. And it's, what is your favorite thing to do in Berlin? And what is your favorite location to hang around in Berlin?
I do like the East Side Gallery.
Ooh,
that
nice.
Wall I like I love walking the side of it. And what is the second question? Sorry.
Yeah, the East Side Gallery is cool. It's definitely something that you need to see. It's the longest section of the internal wall still standing, so it's definitely worth checking out.
Second question is, what's your favorite location in all of Berlin?
Okay, so favorite location all of Berlin.
Just to hang around.
Yeah, not sure. Because I haven't been hanging around that much in Berlin. Because I study here, so I go to university, I do my stuff, and I go back home and I study more. I got my friends, but we mostly see each other at university.
Oh, nice, yeah.
But I think Zoologischer Garten is like a nice place to shop and stuff.
That's cool.
His laugh is so infectious, isn't it? It's just deep and rich. He's got a very good laugh. The Zoologischer Garten is a cool area to hang out by Kudamm. That is a cool area.
So Kudamm is there.
Really?
It's on Zoologischer Garten. It's Kudamm, and it's like a big street of very much.
Like it's like shopping centers and stuff like that, and like.
Yeah, but also like I think there's a Lego store.
Really?
And also that kind of stuff. So it's
not
only like shopping clothes, but also other stuff.
That's so cool.
It's really nice.
So basically, make sure that my wallet's filled up before I go down in that area. That's.
Also, probably because my university is near there.
Yeah.
So I hang around, like I'm there a lot.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. James makes great videos. I will link his channel in the description. Make sure you subscribe if you aren't. More likely, subscribe to my channel if you aren't. Make sure you hit the like button. Let me know in the comments, if you've been to Berlin, what were your first impressions? Were you as shocked and in awe as James was? Let me know in the comments. Guys, until next time, I'll see you later.